Our lead story tonight, this is the big election battle. Karnataka votes on the 10th of May. The verdict will be on the 13th. It's high stakes for both the BJP and the Congress in Karnataka. This coming on a day just after the Congress chief was caught throwing 500 rupees notes at voters during a roadshow. Rahul Gandhi will also begin his campaign in Karnataka at the site of where he made Modi comments which have led to his disqualification now. The BJP maintains that they are certain that they will retain the state, but it's a huge prestige battle for both sides.
Less than 6 weeks for the big battle in Karnataka, where it will be a triangular fight. The BJP hopes to retain power, even as it is accused of communalizing and polarizing in its bid to make Karnataka Congress Mukt. The Congress is going full throttle with its 40% corruption narrative against the Saffron Party. And the JDS hopes to be a game changer, if not kingmaker, with its focus on farmers' issues. The BJP had emerged the single largest party in 2018, winning 104 out of 224 seats. Now it has set its sights higher, hoping to get 150.
And I am sure that on May 13th, BJP will have a handsome victory, will win a hands down victory, and will get absolute majority. And we take the responsibility of taking Karnataka forward towards new Karnataka, where there will be place for the people who have abilities, poor people, where capabilities are to be done, women, youths.
The Congress is more confident in Karnataka than perhaps in any other state of India.
The people will definitely decide on this. They want a new government, they want a change, they want a government with a governance, they want to root out corruption, they want a global Karnataka, they want a better Bangalore. This is what people are looking at. I think 4 years of double engine government has failed. There will be a new engine which should take for the prosperity of Karnataka.
70% work we already finished in this process. Whatever actually our aim is to reach 123. I have full confidence because from last 3.5 months I worked very hard. Every day, 18 hours I worked.
No doubt it is going to be a high-pitched campaign with freebies flowing even before the election was notified. This is a telling visual of State Congress Chief DK Shivkumar flinging 500 rupee note from the rooftop of a bus as he campaigned in Mandya district on Tuesday. This is Vocaliga heartland and the bastion of the JDS. The Congress leader, who is a Vocaliga himself, is trying to strengthen the party's base in Mandya, where all 7 seats were won by the JDS in 2018, though a defection in 2019 allowed the BJP to open its account in the Vocaliga region. The BJP has most recently also sought to consolidate that base by increasing reservation for Vocaligas from 5 to 7%. The Election Commission has deployed 746 teams who will campaign to enthuse urban youth to vote. Seniors aged over 80 years and those with disabilities can for the first time vote from home.
5.21 crores will franchise the vote on May 10th, 2023. Whether it's no corruption promise by the Congress or the BJP's narrative based on polarization on communal lines or people's policies, on the festival day of democracy, the people will decide the fate of the state. In Bengaluru with Kumar, Srija for NDTV.
And speaking virtually at a global summit of democracy, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said India is the mother of democracy and that elected leaders were in India before many others.
There are also many historical references to republic states in ancient India where the rulers were not hereditary. India is indeed the mother of democracy. Excellencies, democracy is not just a structure. It is also a spirit. It is based on the belief that the needs and aspirations of every human being are equally important. That is why in India, our guiding philosophy is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, meaning striving together for inclusive growth.
Meanwhile, the opposition, however, is protesting against what they call is the complete undermining of democracy. The Congress holding a series of press conferences across the country. Mamata Banerjee beginning a two-day dharna in West Bengal. Today also, two bills were passed as the Lok Sabha was in chaos and disruptions. The Lok Sabha was adjourned immediately after that. And Rahul and Sonia Gandhi met with Sena's Sanjay Raut, who said that there was now resolution after his controversial Savarkar remarks.
Inside Parliament, disruptions continued over the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi and a demand for a JPC into the Hindenburg report. However, the Lok Sabha passed the Competition Amendment Bill, which allows the imposition of penalties on entities based on their global turnover amid the chaos, and it was then adjourned till Monday. Meanwhile, the man at the centre of the storm, Rahul Gandhi, was at the Congress Parliamentary Office to meet party MPs. This on a day the Chief Election Commissioner said he was in no hurry to announce a by-election for Rahul Gandhi's MP constituency, Wayanad in Kerala.
So vacancy has occurred and has been reported on 23rd, 3/23 to us. And in this case, the trial court has given 30 days time for a judicial remedy, and therefore there is no hurry.
In his 30 minutes visit to Parliament, Mr. Gandhi also met Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut over the I am not Savarkar controversy. Former Congress President Sonia Gandhi was also present in the meeting.
आज हमने भी राहुल जी हो, सोनिया जी हो, हमने बताया कि हम आपके साथ ही हैं, हमें एक साथ ही काम करना है, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे मुद्दे हैं महाराष्ट्र के जैसे वीर सावरकर जैसे, हमेशा हमने सावरकर को हमारा आदर्श माना है.
In state assemblies also, disruptions are playing out. Congress MLAs came to the Assam Assembly in black today, alleging that the Congress is questioning the judiciary. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said this was questioning democracy.
We will never defy judiciary. This trend is not good for Indian democracy. Aji ji khokole koi ase ami democracy rakha koru. What you want? Are you want to criticize Justice Patnaik? Are you want to criticize Justice Mukhopadhyay? Or you want to criticize Justice H.S. Verma of Surat High Court? Now, he may be wrong entirely, but there is a judicial process laid down. You go to Session Court, you go to High Court, you go to Supreme Court.
আৰু সেই গতিকে আমাৰ সংবিধানত বিৰোধীক এটা গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ ভূমিকা দিয়া হৈছে, কিন্তু যিখিনি কাম কৰা হৈছে যে বিৰোধী মুক্ত ভাৰত, কংগ্ৰেছ মুক্ত ভাৰত, ইয়াৰ যোগেদি সংবিধানৰ মূল স্পিৰিটটোকে ধ্বংস কৰিব বিচৰা হৈছে.
With Arvind Gunashekhar, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on a two-day dharna in Kolkata. She's talked there about how the opposition must come together against the BJP, saying that they're damaging the constitution. She even had a washing machine on stage.
Washing machine, washing machine, washing machine, washing machine, washing machine, washing machine.
और ऑपोजिशन पार्टी को एक साथ में लड़ना है और बीजेपी को इधर से हटाना है, देश से हटाना है, कुर्सी से हटाना है, चेयर से हटाना है और ऑपोजिशन पार्टी को इकट्ठा होकर लड़ना है, कामयाबी का साथ लड़ना है, सारे पड़ोसी का साथ लड़ना है और बीजेपी को कुर्सी से हटाना है. ये देश का सबसे बड़ा अहंकारी, हिंदी में किसको गद्दार कहते हैं. मैं गद्दार इज नॉट द गुड लैंग्वेज, इसी के लिए हम देश का दुश्मन नहीं कहेंगे. वैसा ही कुछ आप बता दीजिए, हम तो हिंदी नहीं जानते.
कांग्रेस के देखे कांग्रेस टेस्टेड एवं रिजेक्टेड 34 বছর लेफ्ट के देखे लेफ्ट টেস্টেড এন্ড রিজেক্টেড 12 বছর মমতা ব্যানার্জিকে দেখছে মমতা ব্যানার্জি টেস্টেড এন্ড উড বি রিজেক্টেড ডেজ আর নাইন নাম্বার কাউন্ট হচ্ছে দিন চলে গেছে ট্রেন ছেড়ে এই সরকার নেই লেমডাক গভর্নমেন্ট এই সরকার কি দিয়েছে বাংলার মানুষকে
Meanwhile, in other news, COVID cases are now the highest in 5 months. India's crossed 2,151 COVID cases, up 37% from yesterday. The daily positivity rate has also gone to 1.5% from 1% a week ago. But doctors say the good part is that the hospitalization and deaths are still not at a worrying level.
Maharashtra reported 450 new COVID cases on Tuesday, the highest in 152 days. While active COVID cases in the capital Mumbai have doubled in the past week. Of the 52 COVID patients in Mumbai hospitals, 33 cases or 63% are on oxygen support and some of them in ICUs. This prominent hospital in Mumbai has 36 COVID patients, the highest for one hospital in the city. A worrying statistic is that 5 of the 36 patients are in the ICU. This 36-year-old man who's in the ICU fell ill about 10 days ago with a severe weakness.
वही दिक्कत है जो पहले भी हो रहा था कि people are reacting little bit late and that is why even to get the treatment and again come back to the normal life, it is taking time. He is vaccinated and everything. So nothing as such health issues. Even when he came, he was in thoda sa weakness tha, but yes, he was very in good condition.
This 9-year-old boy was suffering from stomach ache on Sunday. He was admitted to the KJ Somaiya Hospital in Mumbai and found to be COVID positive. Doctors at the hospital say that many children with COVID symptoms are being treated, but only those with severe symptoms are being tested.
डिफरेंट कंप्लेंट्स के साथ में आ रहे हैं, लाइक पेन इन एब्डोमेन, कुछ को कफ कोल्ड है, तो जिन बच्चों को एडमिशन लग रहा है उन्हीं का हम लोग टेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं और उसके बाद में उनका कुछ बच्चों का कोविड एंटीबॉडी पॉजिटिव आया है हमारे पास में, लाइक रिसेंटली उनको इन्फेक्शन होकर गया रहेगा लाइक 1 मंथ के ड्यूरेशन में.
The Maharashtra government has said that XBB.1.16 variant, which is an Omicron sublineage, has been found in 230 active COVID patients in the state. The government says that while there are about 2,343 active COVID cases across the state, hospitalizations are not proportionately high. With Pooja Bharadwaj in Mumbai, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Well, the other big headline in a landmark ruling, Google has been ordered to pay a 1,337 crore rupee fine. This by the law tribunal, which is looking at an appeal which said Google has to pay this penalty in 30 days. Google was ordered to pay this penalty for anti-competitive practices by the Competition Commission of India, and the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal upheld the CCI's order today. The tribunal has said that Google must pay for abusing its dominant position by saying that the pre-installation of Google's suite is an abuse of Google's dominant position. The other story we are tracking, and that's that of fugitive Khalistani leader Amritpal, who's on the run but apparently back in Punjab. He's just released a new video. The Punjab police said this video is 2 days old and apparently has been released by UK handles. The YouTube handle from which it was uplinked has been shut down by the police. So that's the video. We are purposely not using the audio of what Amritpal Singh is saying. But it's been a 12-day chase for Amritpal. He's still not been caught. But the Punjab police say he's back in Punjab and they're now narrowing in on him.
A new video released by fugitive Khalistani leader, 30-year-old Amritpal Singh, defying the Punjab police as the hunt for him is closing in. The video, where he's wearing a turban, has him in a completely different image from these pictures, without a turban, in jeans, and an energy drink taken in Delhi. It's now been 11 days since the fugitive Amritpal has been on the run, evading almost 80,000 cops. Now, according to the Punjab police, he's back in Punjab. According to them, this is the same Innova car in which Amritpal was trying to reach Amritsar's Akal Takht via Hoshiarpur. Posters are now up with Amritpal's name and picture and an appeal to people to inform the police if he's seen. Today a flag march took place around the Golden Temple Gurdwara. Amritpal Singh is expected to reach the Sikhs' holiest shrine, the Akal Takht, at the Harmandir Sahib Gurdwara in Amritsar.
यही गाइडलाइन है कि पूरा अमृतसर सिटी को ट्रैफिक मुक्त करेंगे, जो जितने जाम ये वो लोगों को ऐसे लगे कि हम किस शहर में आए, यहाँ इतना बड़ा लॉ ऑर्डर भी इसके साथ ही आ जाता है। अगर रास्ते में दुकानदार अपना सामान बाहर रख देते हैं तो जो लोग यहाँ जाते हैं उनकी लड़ाई झगड़ा हो जाता है, गाड़ी उनकी लंघती नहीं, तो जो गाड़ी को प्रॉब्लम आ रही है तो इसलिए उनका झगड़ा होता है। तो अगर पूरा रास्ता मिले तो किसी का कोई झगड़ा ही नहीं होगा।
After this video statement, one thing is very clear, that Amritpal is not going to surrender. According to the sources in Punjab Police, this whole video statement was distributed by the handles in United Kingdom and in Canada. While the massive search for Amritpal is still on, you can see Punjab Police is checking every vehicle entering in Hoshiarpur and in Jalandhar. With Ashok Mahale, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.
An important observation by the Supreme Court today: stop using religion in politics, a two-judge bench said today to politicians. Justice Joseph said that the moment politics and religion is segregated, all hate speech will stop. Why cannot people of India take a pledge to not vilify other citizens or communities? Fringe elements from all sides are making such statements, said Justice Nagaratna, also part of the two-judge bench, as the Supreme Court was hearing a batch of petitions also challenging the series of anti-minority rallies that had been held in Maharashtra recently. Moving now to our NDTV exclusive, with us in studio is the former head of the Tibetan administration in India, Lobsang Sangye, who joins us for this exclusive. Dr. Sangye, thank you so much for joining NDTV. It's interesting that you're here at a time when India has some concerns about statements by the Bhutan Prime Minister, where he said China is also a party in the Doklam dispute. Do you see this as part of China's larger expansionist strategy? People in Bhutan are now saying that this is actually something which the Bhutan Prime Minister was just stating the position. He hasn't made any change.
Well, good to be on your show, Sonia Singh. And yes, we've been saying this, Tibetans, for the last 60 years, that Chinese leaders, including Mao Zedong, have said, let's occupy Tibet. Tibet is the palm. And after that, we go after 5 fingers: Ladakh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sikkim, and Arunachal. So what's happening in Bhutan or Doklam area 2017, Galwan in 2020, and recently in Arunachal Pradesh, all these are part of the expansionist policy of the Chinese government to pressurize all these Himalayan areas, including Bhutan, to concede land and territory to China. Now, the fundamental fault, I've been saying this, is that since India called, instead of Indo-Tibet border, India called it Indo-China border, thereby essentially inviting Chinese troops to come to the border. Once they're at the border, including Doklam in Bhutan, they will say much more is their territory. So there lies the fundamental problem. So Tibet has served as a buffer zone between India and China, because India never had a land border with China. After the occupation of Tibet, all these problems have come. At a larger geopolitical level, also, China wants to be #1 in the world by 2049. They have declared so. That's the 100th anniversary of Communist Party of China.
Yes.
To be #1 in the world, first you have to be the hegemon or the dominant in your own region. That's Asia. And in Asia, who is their potential competitor? India. So hence to unnerve India, to disturb border areas, is the way to muscle their way towards #1 in Asia.
India's foreign minister has made the point that it is under this government that we've seen the largest military deployment by Indian troops on the border. Currently, he's currently, of course, the major political issue with Rahul Gandhi targeting the government on this. But India has been very strong and said that we have taken the most aggressive policy so far of previous governments against China. Even the fact that India has been much more open to His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Tibetan leaders like yourself has been a change from earlier, when we were, in a sense, you were in our country, but we often were very not very open about it.
Now, India has been the main supporter for Tibet, and Indian people has been the main host for Tibetans, and that's for sure, whichever party it is. Yes, since Doklam, the Chinese troops from the other side, 20,000 or so came. India pushed 20,000 or so from this side, and Galwan, 50,000 or troops from Chinese side. India has pushed 50,000, and also in Kashmir, also in Arunachal Pradesh as well. So yes, I don't want to say they've been more aggressive, but definitely assertive. India is going toe-to-toe with Chinese troops on the other side. But this is the larger game plan, and there is expansionist and sinister policy. So India has to be very, very alert. It's just not just in Bhutan, also in Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Maldives, and obviously in Pakistan. So Chinese presence, is everywhere.
Do you think that in the sense that besides the military deployment, the stepping up of Indian infrastructure on our borders, especially in Arunachal Pradesh, has been another area we've been very assertive on? Also one advantage, and now that you are in the US, you may see this, that India and the US perhaps looking more at a strategic partnership against China coming together, with the US also recognizing that China is no longer somewhere where it's easy to do business with, or to ignore its expansionist plans just to do business with them.
Yeah, with the US, you have Quad, US, India, Japan, and Australia as a partner. Essentially is to, not contain, but, to be aware of China, for sure. And as far as infrastructure is concerned, I would predict if there is a war between India and China, it will be in the area of Arunachal Pradesh for two reasons. Number one, in 1962, Chinese army did come and win in Arunachal. They moved all the way to Tezpur, which is in Assam now. Number two, China has built major infrastructure on the other side, in Kongpo area. They have a military airfield, 600,000 passenger planes, passengers land in that airport. And they have a high-speed train coming from Lhasa to Kongpo area in 3 hours. And they have highways. So on this side of the border, Arunachal, yes, much need to be done as far as infrastructure is concerned. Not just in Arunachal, whole of the area. Now, my guess is that there is less likely, of course it's dangerous, less likely to have war in Sikkim area, because Chinese troops did come in 1967, they got defeated by Indian troops. And in the Galwan Ladakh area, infrastructure-wise, right, the supply chain is very challenging even for China. So, China might see Arunachal as an advantageous area as far as infrastructure is concerned. And most importantly, 6th Dalai Lama was born in Arunachal Pradesh. So, hence China calls Arunachal, the Tawang area, South Tibet.
No, and I think it's an important point that India also had a G20, one of the meetings of G20 in Arunachal Pradesh just this week, to make that point as well. I mean, even though China boycotted, it's not something we are going to compromise on. But just that point, of course, that His Holiness the Dalai Lama just a few days ago anointed the third highest spiritual leader of Buddhism, a young boy. It's interesting because that's something China keeps maintaining, that, that we will decide who the next Dalai Lama is. Ironical that the Communist Party will decide the highest Tibetan spiritual leader, living God, as the Buddhists see him. Was this a clear message to China by His Holiness?
No, it was not a message. It is just a natural act on the part of His Holiness Dalai Lama to recognize the 10th, Khalkha Jizun Thamba, who is the most eminent spiritual leader of Mongolia, because Mongolians follow Dalai Lama as their supreme spiritual leader. So it's his responsibility to recognize and the Khalkha Jizun Thamba, which His Holiness Dalai Lama did. Now, obviously, Chinese government is objecting. What they're saying is, it's their right. They're a communist party. They say religion is poison. They destroyed 98% of monasteries and nunneries in Tibet, disrobed 98% of monks and nuns, right, and then looted, burned 90% of Tibetan artifacts, right. And then they have banned the photograph of Dalai Lama, and they're saying they have more right to recognize reincarnated lamas than His Holiness Dalai Lama. So His Holiness Dalai Lama's right, and he did the right thing, and people in Mongolia are very happy with that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sangay, for coming in and with your analysis of the current situation. Thanks, it's very valuable.
Thank you.
Well, we'll end now with something completely different, but we have to always have good news as well. And here it is. As the Prime Minister tweeted, wonderful news. These 4 cheetah cubs, the first cheetahs born in India since 1952. They're the litter of a 4-year-old female Namibian cheetah who had come to India last year. These cheetahs released then on the Prime Minister's birthday. So 4 new baby cheetahs at Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh.
These 4 cheetah cubs are the first to be born on Indian soil in over 7 decades. This is a big success story in India's cheetah project, post the intercontinental translocation of 20 cheetahs from 2 African nations. The cubs were born to 3-year-old CIR.
अच्छी खबर है, खुशखबरी है। हम एक दिन पहले दुखी हुए थे कि किडनी के संक्रमण के कारण सासा को बचा नहीं पाए, लेकिन सियाया ने अब 4 शावकों को जन्म दिया है और स्वस्थ है। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी के विजन को प्रणाम करता हूं। चीता पुनर्स्थापित करने का प्रोजेक्ट सफलता की दिशा में जा रहा है।
The births are great news. After the recent death of Sasha, the 4.5-year-old female cheetah, due to a kidney ailment. With Anurag Dwari in Bhopal, Sneha Koshi for NDTV.